Welcome, Jairam and Rajiv. Just to have a few comments on the transaction itself, what do you plan to have with FreeCharge on board with AxisBank?
FreeCharge is one of the leading payment platforms in the country. It comes with fantastic technology. It comes with a great team of people. It has all the core functionality that one requires in a financial services distribution platform, and of course it comes with a fairly large customer base and a brand that is known. From a demographic perspective, it has appeal towards a very young, digitally native, mobile-first kind of population, and that's what's most attractive to us as AxisBank.
Right. So going ahead, where do we see FreeCharge and the Axis, payments opportunities? How do they line up? How will they coexist in the market at this point?
Payments is core to our franchise. The more, I think Jairam showed you a slide as well, where the more payments that a customer does with us, the more engaged with us, and the stickiness of the customer is much higher as opposed to customers who don't do payments with us. So therefore, in that context, FreeCharge becomes compelling, because we believe that it is imperative for us to make payments simple. As we make payments simple, the customer makes more transactions with us. As he makes more transactions with us, we know him better, and therefore, using that data, we're able to serve him more intuitively. And that's really the the benefit of payments at one level, and the data that it provides at another level. Once we know that, our ability to then offer him instant loans, credit cards, personal finance, all that becomes much easier, and being able to deliver that on a mobile phone. So therefore, I am very clear in terms of how FreeCharge fits in, and how Axis will be able to serve the customers much better as we add this platform.
Sure. My question was also about the branding of these two entities and how that will continue in the months ahead.
Yes, we intend to retain the FreeCharge brand. Whether we will tweak it and bring it some elements of the Axis identity into it, we will wait and see. Once again, we'll need to also talk to the customer base that FreeCharge has to get a sense of what will resonate with them. Right now, we know that the FreeCharge brand does resonate with them a lot, so our intention is very much to keep it alive.
The question that also comes up quite often, is an acquisition the only way that a bank can grow this payments franchise, or do you think that it would take much longer if you had done it by yourself?
Yeah, I think you answered the question yourself. No, acquisition is absolutely not the only way. Like, you could certainly try and build it out yourself. All the core technologies that are required in this space are largely today available in open source formats. So everybody has access to them. The people are there, and you can go to a tech college and start hiring tomorrow, etc. The question to ask is, as an existing banking franchise, what are the capabilities that you already have? How full is your plate in terms of what your tech teams need to deliver today, and what bandwidth and capacity do they have, and whether you have the ability to hire and attract the most cutting-edge tech talent to come and work for you. And finally, what is the internal culture like? And can you create a culture of experimentation, a culture of agility, and a culture of being a startup and being innovative, customer-oriented? If you can get all of that in a package, all in one go, at an attractive valuation, I think an acquisition becomes a much more attractive proposition.
Right. Rajiv, I want to pose this question to you. A lot of banks have, all the product offerings that are there in the market, but some people like to focus on certain types of things. Like, some people have cards as their primary strategy to push payments, others as UPI. Is there something that you like to focus on?
I want to once again reiterate, payments is core to our franchise. If you see customer behavior, what we find is that customers use different payment instruments for different modes of payment. So typically small value payments go through either in the form of cash or through wallets and UPI, etc. The larger value, for example, go through debit and credit cards. We want to play in the entire gamut of payment capabilities, and we want to play across form factors, whether it's plastic on one side or the mobile phone on the other side. We're also now, as Jairam mentioned, that we are the pioneers in open loop transit. Kochi Metro has been sort of powered by us from a ticketing perspective, and so therefore that's the other sort of space that will continue to grow as we go forward.
Right. One question also about the valuation of this deal, 385 crores. Some people are talking about you having paid more than what the market would have thought is appropriate. So how would you like to defend that?
See, we all know the entities in the space and the various valuations that these entities have gone through. I'm sure you're fully aware of FreeCharge itself and what valuations it attracted just a few months ago. Whenever you do an inorganic transaction, there will always be some people who think that, oh, you paid a few crores too much. But that's focusing on focusing too much on the margin. But the big picture story in our mind is this the kind of value that we can justify with what we can extract in the short to medium term from this entity? And in that, our answer is unequivocally yes. And so we feel very good about the price that we've been able to purchase FreeCharge for.
Do you intend to bring in the employees at FreeCharge in as well?
Absolutely.
Right. One last question. Going ahead, are we going to have this licensing issue? Because that is something that you mentioned earlier. How would you sort that out with the RBI? What do you think the RBI's approach here is?
I think this is pretty clear that an institution cannot hold multiple PPI licenses. And today, FreeCharge has a PPI license, and of course, AxisBank has a PPI license as well. So we will need to sort that out and give up one of them, and we will make sure that we are fully compliant with every RBI guideline at all points.
Which one would you prefer, go?
All right, it doesn't matter to us that much.
Right. Thank you so much, Jaram. Thanks so much, Rajiv.
Thank you.
Yes.